Hey guys, this is Dan with Gears and Gadgets. Thanks for tuning in. So this video was a 360 video that I shot on my GoPro Max 360 camera. If you're watching this video on your iPhone or a tablet, even on your PC, you can scroll around and kind of look at things as you wish. It's kind of a 3D interactive environment. If you're watching it on Apple TV or a device where the video just looks totally out of whack, well then 360 video isn't supported on that device, and I apologize. But the other issue right now is YouTube is downgrading all the video quality. So if you go over to the video quality settings, which on an iPhone is up in the upper right hand corner, and you can change the video quality to boost it up. And on these 360 videos, if the video quality is really low, they look really terrible. So with that being said, this video was intended to do some audio testing on my GoPro here. And what it ended up being was me going out. This was yesterday, so Monday, would have been April 6th at 5 o'clock in the afternoon here in the Phoenix area. If you're not familiar, Maricopa County is the 4th largest county in the country. There's, as of 2018, 4.5 million people in Maricopa County. The cities that make up this whole area is Phoenix, Scottsdale, Mesa, Tempe, Chandler, Gilbert, and then there's a bunch more other smaller areas, or even larger areas. I just can't name them all. But I went out yesterday, and this was going to just be a quick loop. Arizona has a mandate to basically say stay home, but part of that mandate does give you the ability to go out and do things outdoors as long as you are maintaining social distancing protocols, which obviously on a motorcycle, it's just you, nobody else, full face helmet. I left my garage, did a loop, got right back to the garage, never even got off the bike. I started to just see how empty the roads were, and it just put everything into perspective. Totally awestruck that this city that normally you'd be cussing in traffic on a Monday afternoon and avoiding every chance you got to get on the highway at 5 o'clock now is a situation where as you're riding around, in a weird way, you're kind of going like, man, I kind of want all that traffic to be back, because this is it's just weird. The whole thing just feels incredibly weird. Now I know that people not from this area are going to have no idea what these roads are that I'm naming, but anybody who is familiar with it and from the area would know. The first part of this video is me heading 60 westbound, which is basically, for people who aren't familiar with the area, it's east of Phoenix. It's where Mesa, Gilbert, that area. But this is heading in towards Phoenix. And as I got on down the road, I decided I'm going to head over to the airport and see what one of the busiest airports in the country looks like in the middle of a pandemic, where basically everybody is sheltered at home and not leaving the house. So as I hit the interchange here going from 60 westbound to the 101 north, 101 is basically the loop that surrounds all of greater Phoenix area, and this interchange is typically pretty busy. Heading north isn't too terrible. I did actually live up this way for quite some time. This actually was part of my journey home from work, and this area did get a little more congested. It was never bumper to bumper for the most part, but it also wasn't a stretch of road where you could just pick your speed limit, pick your lane, and do as you please. So as I head 101 north here, I pick up the 202 westbound. Now this is heading over towards the airport. So as you head west, you would be going into the area where Tempe and Scottsdale meet. So think ASU border to Scottsdale. And this area would absolutely be pretty packed at this point of the day. Obviously, with college in session, there's just a ton of campus traffic and just a lot of general congestion in this area, more or less probably leaving the city than going into it. But either way, I would say this area would be pretty packed as well. Again, not an area that you could just choose your speed limit, pick your lane, and have at it. This is heading over towards the airport. Now, my experience going to the Sky Harbor Airport here in Phoenix is that when you take this exit to 143, you get off here and It's never really super busy at this exit, so to speak, but as you get closer to the airport, there's several entrances to the airport, and everything just kind of collapses down. And where I go here in this video is right over to Terminal 4, and Terminal 4 is the only terminal I think I've ever picked anybody up from. It's where Southwest, American, all those airlines kind of all converge. Again, I've never picked anybody else up from or flown out of any other terminal other than Terminal 4. I think that's pretty much the heavy lifting terminal of the airport. But now I have to say, I've been to Sky Harbor a million times, and for some reason, I think the signage at the airport is pretty terrible. But coming into Terminal 4, into the arrivals, it is a nightmare. The sign kind of just jumps up all of a sudden as you come underneath the bridge to say that the arrivals are over to the right-hand side. And I know I'm not the only person that misses that. I don't do it anymore, but it wasn't until recently that I was obviously doing it enough that I know where I'm going. But this is one of the most sobering parts of this whole coronavirus thing. And, you know, yes, I know people are dying. I know the facts. It's pretty horrifying in general. But when you come into Terminal 4 here and you see nobody at 5 o'clock in the afternoon on a business day, I mean, it's Monday, and there is not a single vehicle in for arrivals. That is absolutely mind-blowing. Looking in the doors, it's staggering that you can look in the doors here and there's just nobody. I mean, the whole airport is a ghost town. And again, Phoenix Sky Harbor is an incredibly busy airport, and this is typically an area where you know, you might be able to swing in here and grab somebody, kind of pull in real quick and get somebody. As you see, I'll loop around here, and there's actually 2 sides to each terminal where you can kind of loop around to pick people up, and it also helps kind of alleviate congestion. But I've gone to pick people up real late at night, real early in the morning, and never seen it just with nobody there. It's absolutely mind-blowing. As I make the round here to go to the other side of Terminal 4, you just see the airplane sitting at the terminal. I mean, not to say that that's not a common theme that you'd see the airplane sitting there, but I would imagine those planes are probably just sitting there. The fact that nobody's even at the airport. So pretty insane. Now this is back going 202 eastbound again after leaving the airport, and this is the area where you would typically have people leaving the city of Phoenix, leaving Tempe, hitting the highway, and kind of getting on to their destination to the outskirts or the suburbs, or whatever you want to call it. I mean, I tend to call these giant cities suburbs of Phoenix, but you know, this is where people would be kind of all getting out of the city and heading home. And this is an area where you would be stuck in some traffic. It gets a little bit chaotic here as this 101 north and south split. People are kind of jockeying for their position to kind of get to where they need to go. And this is where, again, you get to see, like, man, at 5 o'clock in the afternoon, there's just nobody out here. It's pretty crazy, but it's sobering to know that this many people are actually heeding the stay home, stay safe order. You know, it's kind of one of those things that it's good that everybody's doing it, but it's also incredibly weird, and that's all I can say. It's just weird to be out on the highway 5 o'clock on a Monday afternoon and just, you know, kind of be able to pick and choose your lanes and not be stuck in traffic. It's bizarre. So with that being said, guys, you know, I just wanted to kind of put this video out as a way to share with you what it's like in a really big city, one of the largest counties in the country right now, where just nobody's out at rush hour on a Monday afternoon, which is pretty bizarre. So thank you very much for tuning in. I hope you're all staying safe and healthy, and you know, keeping your head up. This is all temporary. It's certainly going to get better, and we'll all get back to our normal daily routines at some point in time. So I'm still here working from home as much as I possibly can as an essential service. There are times I have to go back to the office. Far and few between, or out to a job site or something like that. It is something I have to deal with, but I am doing my absolute best to do as much as I possibly can right here from this room. And, I hope you guys are doing the same. So I'll catch you guys next time. Take care.